Hey, welcome to the next rendition of the ErgoBros podcast. My name's Chris,
I'm Steve.
and
I'm
together
Ben.
we make the ErgoBros.
Bros. Yeah, fair enough. Well, I thought that was like a group thing as well. I was like, oh, I'm Ben. That's my Ben.
No, that's okay. That was good actually, because we're all ErgoBros now, you
100%.
included. Yeah, so welcome. I'd like to introduce you to this gentleman here, Ben Sellwood, Benny Builds. Ben is a 3-year veteran carpenter. He's a major New Zealand influencer. He's a extremely conscientious and giving man, and he's contributed a lot to the Live Well, Build Well program. And you'll also see him on the Work Should Not Hurt Instagram channel going forward. So welcome, Ben, to the Ergo.
Oh, what an intro. I didn't think of being introduced. I was going to say, oh, it was pretty cool.
It's our only job. So yeah, you've got the hard job. Yeah,
I love talking sales, and we'll be. Hey, so yeah, I guess today we've got a few questions about what you do, and we'll halfway through the session, or we've got a wee game to play with you, Ben. So, question number one: can you describe to us your life as an online construction influencer? Well, it's something that's very rewarding, but can be perceived as something that's easy, but it takes up a lot of your time. And it's something that you have to really like doing. It's like the same with being a builder or in the trades. It's a lifestyle and you have to enjoy it. And I can easily spend 10 to 15 hours a week on top of my job producing content, and I love it. Like every video I make, I enjoy it. Whenever a new parcel comes, I enjoy it. I'm looking just for whatever new video I can make to make sure that I love it, as well as the people that are getting it are loving it. And that's a massive joy for me. And yeah, it's a really rewarding job. What got you into it? Well, a lot of people ask me that actually, and it's funny because I've been doing it for probably 2.5 years now. And at the time, the industry was starting to slow down. And at that point, I wanted to make myself more valuable than others. So at the time, I was doing my level 5 trade supervision course because I was already a qualified builder, but I wanted to have another BCRTO qualification under me. And then I was like, you know what, why stop there? I had an article wrote about me from BCRTO just when I got qualified, just talking about how I found it, how I enjoyed it, and just like, to get other apprentices onto that apprenticeship. And because that happened, I was like, well, let's build on that. Let's start an Instagram. Because I was like, I didn't know it could lead to where it is now. And I never would have thought 2 years ago I'd be sitting where I am. It's insane. But I literally was like, I'm going to do everything in my power to make me stand out to other people so that when I do apply for jobs, if things get hard, I'm going to be higher up the list than others because I love my job and I don't want to not be building, and I wanted to do everything in my power to make sure that I can keep building. And that's why I started it.
Sweet. Another BCITO apprentice. Yeah, awesome.
I still am really close to my training advisor now. Old Doogie, shout out to him. He's an absolute legend. Just real good dude. He went the extra mile to help me out. And because of that, how he was towards me, if any apprentices come up to me and ask for help, it's insane. I just want to make sure that everyone is if anyone comes to me and asks for help, I really just want to make sure I can. If I can't, I will try to find some other way to help.
Legend.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
And so what is your kaupapa or aims or goals in being an influencer? Like where I want to get to, or just in general?
Well, why do you, what's your ultimate aim, like your mission?
Well, honestly, it keeps changing all the time. Like more the fact that because a lot of videos that I tend to make, I make quite informative videos where I talk and I do product reviews, different screw reviews, everything like that. And the aim is just to be able to help as many people as possible and just be me. Like when I make videos, I'm Ben. Like I want you to look at me on Instagram and then meet me in real life and see no difference. I want people to be like, you know what, he's genuine, he's authentic. In person, he's the same in real life as he is online. And I'm someone with a big heart who just likes to help people. And that's the biggest goal, is to be perceived like that, because that's who I am and how I am. And even if I help one, I know, Chris, you see my quotes that I post up all the time. A big thing why I do that is purely because
if it can hit close to home for someone and help them, just one person a week, then that's perfect. Because when I look at that quote, I could be having a bad day and I'll post it up if it's hit close to my heart. And it's like, I know that if it's affected me, it could help somebody else in the week that's having a bad week. That's why I do it. And that's literally why I do everything, is I get a lot of reward from helping people. That's how I thrive. If I help people, if I make people smile, I'm doing good. So then that's why I like to do it. That's the goal, is just to help and be happy.
Good. You're a good bugger on site to have around, mate.
Yeah, they call me the golden retriever.
That's a nice name.
So what are some of the ways that companies or an organization, what can they gain from social media? What's its real superpower, and what are the drawbacks as well of using social media?
Well, the things that you can gain is you can definitely gain work. Like when I first started it, everyone just kind of talked about Instagram. It was like, oh, it's just a platform to just show off what you've done and stuff. And that's when you look at companies' Instagrams when they're marketing, they tend to just post photos of you're seeing the process of how something was actually built. And then because of that, then you're like, okay, well, the company, the more you post up and doing the marketing, you seem busy, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're not doing marketing, it's only word of mouth, and word of mouth isn't as powerful as what it used to be before. So you need to actually get it out there and be like, we are really busy. Because if you're posting up everywhere and people start to see it, because my mum and dad are on Instagram, I've got some of my daughters on there. Everyone is, it's just the way of the future.
It's it seems quite a few companies are latching onto it slowly. Yeah. Show they're a good workplace. They got quality, they're doing quality work.
Yeah, 100%. And it's like the benefits you can gain from that too, with how I picked up DeWalt and Pazlo, there's people that are backing me, getting free equipment and stuff like that. I call it free. So everyone else is free, but it's still a lot of work in making the video. So it's not, but it's more the fact that you get that opportunity to get things to actually help your business grow and help everyone around you. But the backlash to that is if you're actually sitting there and posting everything online, if you are seeming really busy, then when you start to land jobs and get clients and stuff like that, you actually have to back up. You actually have to back it all up. And you have to be very careful with what you put out there. So for me, for example, and the building industry is very small. So I've got to go in every day and make sure that, I'm doing a good job, that I'm not burning any bridges and just respecting everybody, because it can just take that one person to just ruin everything you've worked for. And that's the whole thing with Instagram too, is you have to be very consistent. I can say for 2.5 years, there has not been one day that there's not been something on my story. And I post 3 days a week for 2 years, and every single video is different. And if you're not doing that, if you're not being consistent, it slows your growth down. And that's the biggest thing with it, is it's just consistency is everything, right? Going to the gym, you're being consistent, you see results. If you stop when you're just mucking around with it, picking and choosing, you're not really going to see much action. But if you just put in the hard work, you will see it. And that's where it benefits. I 2 years, never would have thought I was here, but 2 years of hard grinding is what has got me here. And it's really cool to say that.
Awesome. Well, welcome anyway. Welcome, Ben.
Awesome. We've reached the halfway point of our show today. So we're going to play a wee game with you, and Chris is going to take you through our weekly segment of Would You Rather. Take it away, Chris.
You're going to be pretty easy, Ben. We're just going to give you some tradie standard questions. So this game, would you rather, we give you 2 things. You've got to choose one of them. You've got to tell us pretty good reason why you made that choice. You might find one of them that you might be compromised in, but I think you're going to be good. So you ready to rock?
Yeah, sweet.
Awesome. Okay. First choice is Facebook or Instagram. We know what you're going to pick.
All day Instagram.
Is Facebook for old people? Can you explain the difference? Because, when you post on one, often you get on the other.
It's funny you say that, I guess it is more for the older generation. I'm going to say old people, but the older generation, purely because a lot of the older generation tend to go on Facebook to just keep up with what their grandchildren are doing, because stuff like that, which is why you still see a lot of businesses marketing on there, because they're trying to appease to that market, because they're not on there as much on Instagram. But I'm not trying to appease to them, because I'm not trying to get jobs and stuff like that. I'm just trying to get growth and get a support system behind me. And my algorithm's based around New Zealand and Australia. That's why I support a lot of New Zealand and Australian brands, because we're all quite close and everything's quite similar to a certain degree. So that's why I tend to go on Instagram.
Awesome.
But there's nothing wrong with Facebook. It's just the more the influencers are on Instagram.
Cool. Okay. Well, ErgoBros are in the right zone then. Next question, we ask all tradies this: pie or filled roll?
Oh, pie all day. That's so easy. Come on. But it depends though. It depends, because I would actually rephrase the question, because if it was lunchtime, right, then you might get more people be like filled roll. See, like, I don't mind a cheeky pie in the morning, especially if it's cold.
Oh, the morning.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like a pie in the morning, like, I mean, lately I've been jamming the croissants, but some of the pies lately, oh yeah, the pies are good in the, like, a rainy day, pie, steak and cheese in the morning.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
You can't, like, pies are gone off on social media as well. With,
On
Cosmos
and stuff, yeah.
Pie. Yeah, he's a good Lower Hutt boy, I think, that or Wellington lad. So it's great to see him there. Okay. This one is a no-brainer because it's possibly your sponsors, but DeWalt or Milwaukee?
Oh, come on.
I know. I was just reading what was actually on your sleeve. You got
DeWalt
DeWalt
all
on
day.
your sleeve.
DeWalt all day. I love DeWalt. I've been using DeWalt for almost 8 years, and I absolutely love them. Shirts, hoodies. I would get a tattooed at this point, to be honest. Yeah.
I think
That's so cool.
you're dyed on the wall, DeWalt. Yeah. Okay. Next one. Working with your arms over your head or working on your knees?
On my knees, preferably. Purely because it sounds quite funny how I'm going to say this, but I have no meniscus in either of my knees, as I've spoken about with my build a lot of the time. But because I find it hard to kneel on the ground without knee pads, I'm always using my knee pads. And because I'm using them, I'm so used to them, I don't mind going on my knees now because of my knee pads. And being in winter, it keeps my knees cold because I don't like wearing warm. Sorry, it keeps my knees warm. I don't like wearing track pads. So knee pads, working on my knees, above your head, like, it gets tiring pretty quick. Whereas if you're on your knees, it's okay.
Awesome. Good to hear. Good to hear. We rate both as terrible working positions, but everybody has their favorite in that way. So lastly, but not leastly, would you rather have just your scheduled breaks during the day or an early finish? Forget the breaks.
Probably an early finish, purely because, like, I'm with a company at the moment that I just help out every now and then, and I'm just getting more into like a permanent full-time role as I've been doing my own stuff in between. And we tend to just stop and have smoko when it's the right time. And that's kind of how I like to function, like, purely because when you're on a roll, right, if you've got an hour, say if it's 11 o'clock and you've got an hour left of the job, I would rather have smoko at 12, finish that job, get off smoko, start a new one, as opposed to you're already in that mindset, you already got a roll, and then when you get off smoko, you're just a little bit slower to get off because you've just been relaxing. So personally, I'd rather an early finish if it's like, let's just smash the job out, get out of here at 3 as opposed to 5 or something.
Yeah,
That's just personally, but yeah.
No, that's all right. You're a true tradie in that thought. It's what most would say. So yeah, really respect that. Oh, well, you passed with flying colours. You didn't lose a sponsor. You possibly gained one or two out of those questions.
Milwaukee was just a criminal question.
Yeah, that was a criminal question. But we diagnosed you as being a straight up tradie from all of your answers. And thank you very much for being so
answers too. Yeah, so we've got 2 more questions and a couple more, and then that would be it. So that last 2, Aaron, it's gone really quick. Are there any construction influences that you actually like or follow or are a big fan of, both here or in Oz?
Yeah, so there's this guy that his name's Sammy Atkin. He's really big. He's really big, and he was actually one of the people that I really looked up to at the start, and I'll never forget it because he follows me now, and it's so surreal that he follows me. It's so cool because he's with DeWalt too, so we're all like a little family, which is quite cool. And I remember I was actually in Wellington, and I think it was maybe 8-9 months ago, and I remember him sending me a message saying, "I'm seeing all the effort you're putting into your videos. Keep it up. You're doing a good job." And that just meant the absolute world to me, because there was someone that made me get into that. And the fact that he messaged me noticing me was really cool. And after that, the official Placemakers New Zealand site followed me too. So I was like, it was a good day, but I'll never ever forget that. And there's a lot of influencers that I respect that I talk to. There's like Hopkins Construction. Yeah, he is an absolute legend, such a good guy. There's so many. Straight Mate from Luke. There's honestly, there's so many that you talk to. And that's the good thing about being an influencer as well. It's a really supportive network. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's talking to each other, helping each other out, and everyone is so supportive of each other, and it's so nice. And that's what makes you want to keep doing it, because everyone's helping each other out. Everyone's backing each other. Like all these products that I get and do videos for, it's just benefiting that. And I still see myself as that first year apprentice who spends this whole weekend getting extra money to save up and buy a skill saw. And that's why I do so much videos for brands, because to them, they're just giving me something that I'll just write it off. It's easy as, but I don't see it like that. I see it as like how much that is and how hard I would have had to work for that as a first year. And I will never forget that, which is why I spend so much time and energy into the videos, because it means so much to me, because I'm in a position where I can get that and not everyone can. And I'll never, ever take that for advantage.
Awesome, mate. Your tool shed is to be envied. I'm telling you, I don't even know if Sammy's one's as good as yours, but we'll put some links to all of those guys, your favorite influencers, when we redo this video, so everybody can link up with them. Yeah, cool. Because we follow them as well. Yeah, awesome. Yeah.
Then what do your folks, your family think about what you do? They are pretty into it as well.
They think it's really cool. I think it's more the fact that no one in my family does it, and they see how much work I put in and how much tools I get, and like my dad loves it. Like my dad he's a banker, and he's, for someone who is a banker, he's so good with being practical, and he tries so hard in that. And it's about a month ago, I was like, I wanted to get him some new tools. They just moved into a new house. I did all the showers and stuff for him. I've just been building a couple of sheds. And I was like, well, I want my dad to have the best tools for when because he does like to get out there and do stuff. And I wanted him to have the best tools. So because the vault sends so much out, I set Dad up with like an 8-piece kit, just all my double ups, just skill saws, saber saws, everything. So that whenever he needs to do something, it's the most easiest and convenient thing for him possible. And also if something goes wrong with my tools, I know I've got something there. Because I work out East Auckland. And Howick and stuff, but I live in way out south. So what I tend to do is to just break it up so that I'm not getting too burnt out. So I'll stay with Mum and Dad a couple of nights during the week out there to just break up the travel and stuff. So it's just like nice knowing that I've got, spare selection there, but if he ever wants to do something, he's got the best gear and he wouldn't be getting anything other than DeWalt. Cool.
You're a good son. You're a good son. My daughter, whenever I appear on Instagram, she's like, Dad, put Steve on more or something like that. So yeah, that probably embarrassed them a little bit more than they like. But your dad must be proud of you, mate. Must be proud.
Yeah, no, he definitely is. And it's just another thing of is one thing I realized growing up is the older I get, the older your parents are getting too. And stuff. And you've got to look out for them as well. Because when you're younger, they're looking out for you because they have to. Whereas now they don't have to look out for me. And it's like, and now it's my turn. Any way that I can give back, I can. Even if it's just little things. But just make, they're not going to be here forever. So you're going to make the most. Yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic. And so good having, when you have your family behind you, you can feel like you can do anything right. So
100%. I love going around twice a week to see my parents. It's not everyone does have a nice relationship with their parents. I'm very lucky that I'm very close with my parents. I'll happily go down to the pub with my dad and have a good time with him. And it's nice that I can have that and make those memories.
It is cool.
Yeah, very good.
Right now, and our last question, it's gone so quickly. Our last question for you, Ben, is where would you like Benny Builds to be in 5 years' time?
That was one that reading through the questions was like a hard thing for me because where would I want to be? Well, personally, it's not as much as where I'd want to be, but more how I would want to be perceived as. And I'd like to think that in 5 years' time, if the image that people had of me was someone that's really kind, helpful, passionate, and is a good tradesman, that's all I'd really look for, to be honest. That's like, it's not like what I overly has to happen, but that's something that would be really cool if I was perceived like that. Because I love being a tradesman, and I just want to keep learning and helping people. And if that's how people see me as, then I know that in 5 years, when it comes to that, I've done the right things for my morals and values. And that would be really cool for that. But yeah.
Awesome, mate. Hey, I'll chuck in a bonus question because I'm dying to ask you. What Graham up a bit?
What direction you guys need to do? Well, honestly, this is really cool. This is the first vodcast I've ever been on, and this has been really fun. And I think because Sammy and that, they're doing their own one at the moment as well, and so does Hoppo, he does it as well, and they're really good listens. They're really I absolutely love them. They're doing really well. They're getting great engagement. But what they're doing as well is they're also taking little clips from the podcast and posting that on their Instagram and keeping and then that helps with the engagement. I think I definitely more in our generation, because that's the thing, is what I found is in the trades 20 to 30 years ago, not that I was around then, but 20 to 30 years ago, the tradies were a lot older. And that's what I found with dealing a lot with tourists as well. And they were wanting me to help redesign the tool belt at one point. And the tool belt was designed for 30, 40-year-old people that were also a lot bigger. Whereas nowadays, tradies that are coming through, they're 17 to 25. We're a lot skinnier because we're a lot younger. We've not drinking a lot of beers yet. And as you put on all that weight and everything, which is completely different. As you're targeting young people, the tradies are for young people. And the engagement, and that's why it's so hard to keep my videos between 1 and 2 minutes, because that's the attention span that people have. That's it. Yeah. So doing a vodcast like this, perfect, and then putting it on YouTube. But you'd probably notice that if you were to take heaps of little clips and post it on your Instagram, that would get way more views than the actual vodcast itself. But it's also if you were to do the vodcast, you could also even look at maybe going to the extent of doing a podcast on Spotify. Same thing. Because what I do with my podcast and what a lot of people our generation are doing, they're driving to work. My drive to work and back's an hour each way. You can get through a couple podcasts. Even if you work, a lot of tradies work by themselves. You see everyone wearing muff techs and stuff. They're listening. A lot of them will be listening to podcasts. That's something that can you can kill two birds with one stone. People could be listening to this podcast as well as building, and then they're getting cool information. They're cracking up, hearing what we're saying and all that. And that's something I think would be quite beneficial for you guys. And I'd be more than happy to jump on and do a few more with you guys to actually see if it does work, kind of thing. Because it's really cool what you guys do. And this has been really fun. I've loved it.
Excellent. I'm really glad you said that, because I thought you were going to say something like I should grow my hair back or something. But
I was going to say
I was not looking at my reflection in the
Yeah. Oh, awesome, Ben. Thanks heaps, bud.
No worries. I appreciate that you thinking of me and inviting me on here. It's been really cool. My first one was you guys. That's really
possibly first of many. So we'll sign off there anyway. Our next rendition of the ErgoBros podcast with Benny Builds today.
Cheers,
thanks, Benny. It's been a pleasure, bro, and all the best.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, then. Awesome.